We're going.
All right. First off, we need to go around the room and everybody say their name. My name's Max Maxwell, and I played drums for 51 years. I don't want to say it, but 51 years I played drums, and have literally put on tens of thousands of drum heads in my lifetime. Tens of thousands. Because in the old days, the drum heads were really bad on acoustic drum sets. So when we got a kit in, Pearl kit, Yamaha kit, whatever it was, we changed the heads on them immediately. Like put new pinstripes or something on there because the heads are so bad. So I've put a lot of heads on in my lifetime. So I'm Max. I own this place. Or actually, my wife owns it. I just work here. I buy the stuff, right? Is that what I do? I buy the stuff.
All of it.
All the stuff. So, Barry?
I've been playing for 37 years, and I've probably changed over 1,000 heads, thanks to doing some drum tech work. So.
Yes.
Stuart, I've probably played, gosh, I'm old, 30 years, 30-something years, off and on. The drum heads on these drums I brought are at least 15 years old.
Yes. I'd love to hear that.
Nice. I bet that sounds
Yeah,
good.
okay. Smiley guy? What's your name, Smiley?
Oh, I'm Darren. God, I got to do this. I used to be his drum tech.
Yeah, cool.
A long time ago, me and him went to different schools together. Been playing since '88. I can't say how many I've changed. I've changed quite a few drum heads, and I used to hate it. I mean, it was like, changing and getting them in tune. I used to hate it, and then a buddy of mine up north, he's like one of those real ultra patient guys that nothing phases him. He's like, come on, man, it's not that hard. So we sat down and finally it was like magic. We do the bottom head and just get that little sound there, then kind of get a bass sound that you want or a range, and then go with the top head. And it like takes a while, but I enjoy doing it now. So in fact, the guy that used to own the drummer store, the Super Drummer store, I bought some mics off of him, and we was talking about. I've got the old Tommy Imperial Stars, the 1980 ones. He says, "Man, you can't keep those things in tune." And I said, "I get them in tune, and sometimes I'll use a key off the piano and get there." And he swore up and down that it can't be done. I'm like, "People do it all." He says, "You can't." And he's like, "You cannot tune to a note." And I said, "Yeah, you can." So, we did it, and I think what it was, he was wanting to get rid of my drums and then buy his. But no, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The only one that I do have a trouble with is the I've got an 18 by 18 floor tom. And no matter what I do, it just sounds like a cannon.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to have to buy a 16 to get the exact, because you can tune them up a little higher.
You need to put some tone wings in it. It'll fix it. Put tone wings in that drum, it'll fix it.
Yeah.
That's what you need to put in there.
The head with the rings on it?
No, a tone wing is what it's called. It's a little metal piece that goes inside the drum. It'll focus that tone down, stop it from all that ringing. So. But I'll show it to you.
Maybe I need to bring it in one day.
Yeah, we can fool with it, man. I'd love to.
And then we can go over it. And I'd love to get, it just sounds so deep. It's almost like a giant rubber band. It's got so much air movement inside of it that I've never been able to
get it where you like it.
I've changed, put different heads on it. I put ambassadors, I put emperors on it. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I would like.
Yeah, bring it in. Well, I'll show you some cool things to do.
That's one that I definitely like to learn on.
Mario?
I'm Mario Carvajal. Only been in Louisville for about 3 years. I've been playing since '89. Used to work in a music store, and every drum set that came in, I put it together and tuned it. So I've tuned a lot of drums too.
Wow, that's cool.
Have done some studio work and learned how to tune drums like differently that I was used to. But I'm always, looking to learn. I wanted to just come kind of hang out. But, if there's anything that I can learn, I'm excited about that. I think there's a lot of new things happening with Evans that I'm kind of curious about. So
Yeah.
I'm more of a Remo guy, but I'm curious about some of the new Evans things. And yeah, I just wanted to come and hang out.
I'm glad you did. Dave?
I'm Dave. Been playing seriously, I guess, since the 90s, but even just banging around on stuff even before then. I have no idea how many heads I've changed. Probably not a ton, just a handful. More percussion than drum set, so changed more of those kind of heads. But so yeah, just still learning, still trying to get it all figured out.
There you go. Well, there you go. And then Zach is on the camera. Yes. So, how many here are Remo? I know Mario said he's a Remo. Anybody else Remo? Remo? You Remo?
I'm sorry. I've got tinnitus.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
So it's kind of hard to hear
Yeah,
sometimes.
no, so
I don't mean to keep going.
Remo or Evans, I don't know. If
Welcome to the club.
Those are usually
I'm the same way as him. I like Remo, but I watch a lot of videos on YouTube of guys
I lied.
having their drums set up.
I
and
didn't put it
have
on there, though.
Evans and I kind of like to learn
yeah.
about the different styles.
I'm gonna explain the two head companies with this because I'm the same way. I'm a Remo guy. Have been a Remo guy for my whole life. As I told someone today when they came in, too, was my friend Jerry McBroom. I've known him for years. He's a great drummer. Plays with the Rummers. He's a Remo guy too. And I told him that I am selling twice as many Evans has as I am Remo. Twice as many. Now I think some of that is that the younger players are playing because Evans is so good with their social and advertising, and I think that's one of the reasons why the younger players are playing a lot of it. But I also think that there's some guys who've made a shift because there's been some talk about some issues with Remo, and I'm not going to say there's any issues with Remo because I wouldn't be able to tell you that. I know that for me, Remo is different now than it used to be. It is different in regards to the quality of their product. It is different. I'm not saying it's better or worse. It's just different. It feels different. It plays different. Sounds a little different to me.
Does it feel like to you? It almost like it's not as tight,
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I just know that the last few sets of Remo heads that I put on my drum set have been different than what they used to be, and
Has
so
that in the last year?
within the last year.
on the coated side or the clear
Both.
side or
Both.
both?
Yeah, both. I mean, there were always like weird things with Emperors that a two-ply head that has a little bit of a the bottom head will have like a little crinkle in it. You have to take them out and look at them all. There's always been that. That's been that way for years and years. And typically, you may find one out of 50 heads or something. You know what I mean? It's not like you find one every time you get its heads in. But it's just different. They're just different. And Evans seems to be a little more on the cutting edge. Have a really wide palette, and they seem to be very creative with what they're doing with drum heads. I'm going to start explaining Remo first because Remo is the head company that I'm most familiar with. I've had to become more familiar with Evans just because so many people have asked so many questions about it. But with Remo there, it starts with Diplomat, which is the thinnest head. It's a 7.5 mil. Then it goes to Ambassador, single ply, 10 mil. Emperor dual ply, but it's 14 mil, so it's 2 7.5s, right? Then you go to, you in between the Emperor and the Ambassador is the CS Black Dot, which is a 10 mil with a dot on it. Then you go to Pinstripe. Then you go to the Ebony series heads. In their mix now is a suede series of heads, which I don't know if you mess with any of those. They're black or white. Finish head. The texture of the top is kind of like what would be a U of V head, which I'll get you out and let you feel that. A lot of guys like those. Also within there is a vintage head that they came out with. A vintage head fits on the drum a little differently. Is made to fit on vintage drum or give you a vintage sound. It has a 7.5 and a 10 mil ply.
Are they the ones that kind of look like the old calf skin? Just
Yeah, I mean
amberish
that's a fiber skin.
fibers?
Yeah, that's a fiber skin. Yeah, it's a fiber skin. And so that's also kind of in there. I've not sold any fiber skins since I've been open here, and it's been a long time. A lot of jazzers seem to like the fiber skins because they have that more calf sort of sound about them. But the vintage heads are similar to the Emperors, similar to the Ambassadors. They make a single ply and a double ply. But that head's coating is a little bit different on it. It's a little bit thicker coating on that than what's on the regular coated heads.
There's the power strokes too.
Power strokes, yeah. Bass drum and snare drum heads and power stroke. They started making power stroke tom heads. I've not had any of those in or anybody asked me about those. But the power stroke heads have that extra piece of plastic underneath it. You've had them as a bass drum head, but they make them now. They're making them now in a tom head, and they make a snare drum head as well. Some people like that head too. So that's kind of what Remo offers, is all of that. Again, and then if you go to the snare heads, their snare head is like 3 millimeter for the Diplomat, 4 millimeter for the Ambassador bottom ends. And then they make a heavy bottom end, but nobody ever puts that on there. It's either a Diplomat or you put that on there.
I have
Yeah,
couple times just to experiment.
yeah.
It,
It's so thin anyway.
nothing against it, nothing for it.
Yeah, it's thin anyway.
Just thought I'd try it.
It's
so.
thin anyway. When you get into Evans, it's a whole kind of a whole different ball game. They have the G1, which is basically like an Ambassador. They have the G2, which is like an Emperor, 2-ply head. They have heads with dots on them, just like a black dot. But then they go into the EC2, which is their version of a pinstripe. All right, we'll take a look at both of them. I'll pull one off of each. You can take a look at both heads. Pinstripe's thicker than the EC2, and the EC2 is the top selling head that I sell. The EC2 Clear is the top selling head that I sell for tom-toms.
Now their pinstripe, you just talked about that. Is that a single ply?
It's a 2-ply.
Okay, does that have like that hydraulic fluid
Yeah,
stuff?
that hydraulic fluid is just an oil that gets inside there.
Yeah.
They're not putting fluid inside.
They're not putting anything in it
Not
for
putting
to
fluid
dampen
inside.
it.
What is 16 and this, and a 16 and this, so you can feel the difference in the. There's a billion different types, and they all sound different. I promise you, every one of them sounds different. That's a pinstripe, right? Standard pinstripe.
Yeah, I've had these.
It's a fused edge on those, so the edge is kind of a fused edge, so it's like a. This is made to stop a ring. That's an EC2, very similar head, but you can tell that
Oh wow.
that EC2S, the ply there, this is very thin, but it seems as if this plastic is a little softer than this plastic.
Yeah.
When I put those on, I never have any of those come in with dents on them. Those, when somebody's switching them out. Pinstripes,
This one looks good. That one looks a little more like a race car.
yeah. Yeah,
They know how to do this.
They know how to make them look really slick.
So what is this? It's like this
Yeah, that's like a merged or applied edge on that head. And what that does is it's like a power stroke type of situation where it focuses the tone to the center. Makes the drum not ring as much. That
Kills some of the overtones.
Yeah, takes out some of the overtones. That's right. Yeah.
The first time I bought Evans heads was in the late '90s, and then they retooled their factory afterwards. So I haven't tried them really well since. And I feel like they're probably better now.
They're very consistent.
They used to sound very plastic to me, and that's what I didn't like.
Yeah, they don't sound like that anymore. Yeah, they don't sound like that anymore. No. They sound really nice. You get that?
Yeah, I like the remote here.
Yeah.
It's got a tone
Yeah. Yeah.
with no drum, and this is just loose. Don't mean it wouldn't sound good on the drum, just
That's exactly right. So depending on what kind of sound you're looking to go with, that's where all this selection of drum head comes in. You know, whether you're looking for something that you're going to tune up a little higher, where you would want to use maybe a single ply head, where you're going to want to tune something a little tighter, have a little bit more brightness out of that head, whether it's clear or coated, either one. That single ply head, you're going to be able to crank up a lot tighter. Get a lot more brightness and a little more rebound off of that than you would a 2-ply head doing the same thing, because a 2-ply head is not going to rebound as quickly as the 1-ply head. Right now I'm using vintage Emperor coated, but I was using vintage Emperor clears.
Me, I've been coated for
Yeah.
years.
Hit on the bottom.
Bottoms are clear ambassadors. That's what I've been using, and this last weekend I had just put the coated heads on the top, and they seem like they got a little flat pretty fast. I hadn't used them. I've been using clear Emperors, clear vintage Emperors, or pinstripes for a long time. So it really darkened up the sound of the drums quite a bit.
Yeah, the coated, is that kind of have to do a little bit with your playing? Do you guys, all right, when you're out playing, are you mic'd up and everything? So it's probably easier on a warm side for your tech to control the drum sound? It's just a crazy question, but
Yeah, somewhat. With the coated head, certainly there's less ring, so there's a less of a overtone ring to it because of the coating. So yeah, it makes a little difference there, but you definitely lose the snap of the brightness of that clear head. Yeah, which especially on my 10-inch tom, that's what I really noticed more than anything is like the 10-inch tom.
it's a warm.
Yeah, it's a different
That's what I've got.
warm tone. But I had over the weekend I had 2 or 3 people come to me saying drums sound fantastic. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just getting used to the coated head.
What drums are they?
They're some of our vintage series drums. So it's a beach shell. Which is already a hard shell anyway, so it's
Pretty bright.
yeah.
and you've got coated ambassadors or
Coated Emperors.
Emperors. Okay.
Coated Emperors all the way around. That's what I tried this last week.
Okay.
I had clear Emperors on there, vintage Emperors on there originally. I seem to like the vintage Emperor head sound on those drums particularly, but I think in 2 weeks I'm gonna change the heads again. And I'm probably going to put EC2s on just to see.
Going to the dark side.
Yeah, I'm going over the top. I'm going to drink the
I
juice.
used to really get into
I'm a
Chester
big
Thompson
juice.
when he played that Sonar kit when he was with Genesis.
Yeah.
My God, it was just, I loved it because some of the footage I had the cam right behind him,
Yeah.
watching him play, and the only thing that freaked me out about him is his snare. He played it like almost so low. It was weird.
Yeah.
I've messed my leg up before.
Playing that low.
I saw your post about.
Oh yeah, where I had a big
So,
bruise
yeah.
right there playing somebody else's drum kit. It was too low on me. Yeah, I used to do that all the time when I did that.
But yeah, I think he played the clear heads.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it seemed like it gave you more of that jungle, those brighter
Yeah,
percussion tones
Type
that you
tones,
want. And
yeah.
I've tried that on mine with just with coated, and it's like, oh, this ain't happening. I need to
Make a
there
change
again,
to
I need to
yeah.
experiment one of these
Yeah,
days. And
yeah. So it really depends on what you're looking for, and with Evans, they have a plethora of different types of heads. The UV series of heads, I haven't played with them much. I've put a few on snare drums. They sound really great. They let the drum really ring out nice, and they seem to be the type of head that it's going to take you forever to go through that head. The other thing about whatever the coating is that they're using on their heads, it doesn't come off. Like if you play brushes on their heads, you can play brushes forever on that head. I don't know what the coating is on it, but it doesn't seem to be a spray type like what Remo's been doing forever.
On the Evans ones,
Yeah,
or
yeah. If you feel I'll pull a UV head out. And,
It did not used to be like that. That's good that they changed that. That's one of the things they didn't like in the 90s.
G1.
on the Evans ones,
Their
or
coating came right off.
really?
That's a UV one.
Actually, all my clear toms were all white with
And
the coating
this
from the
is-
snare. The snare
Oh,
was
Standard
Oh,
G1.
G1.
Yep.
So on wooden sticks,
You can
or
you can
no,
feel that the
wood-
coating is
wow.
the same. It feels the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels the same. Now, this coating doesn't go all the way to the edge, obviously. Head's a little thicker, but doesn't go all the way to the edge, which actually lets the drum kind of ring out a little more. It's an interesting head, but the coating seems to be thicker on it. But the good thing is you play brushes on that. Again,
Makes me
it
curious
doesn't
how
seem
they
like
do
that coating comes off at all. With a Remo drum, if I play it a bunch in the center, the coating comes off and there's like a little spot there. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you were going to play both brushes or something like that, you will find a difference in that coating on it.
So is this coating you're saying this coating's not as durable as this one?
No. I'm saying they're the same. The coatings are, yeah, they're very durable, but that head seems to be incredibly durable. Yeah,
Is the thickness the same?
it's a different thickness on those two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I can't remember the mill on that. I can probably tell you right there.
I like the feeling of this better than the Remo.
They did put some UV
It's
light on it.
you can tell that it's not a spray-on coating.
Yeah, it's impregnated. into
It's
the UV
impregnated.
film.
That's right.
Yeah.
The UV is a 10 ply.
There you go. 10 mil. 10.
Yeah, 10 ply.
That'd be a lot of. That'd be pretty
10 mil. Yeah, I was cruising through and it says single ply drum head.
And a 10 mil, that's probably a 7.5.
Oh wow.
Also
okay,
10.
so it's out on this too.
Yeah.
G1's
So
also
whatever
10.
it is.
Oh, there you go. So they're both the same thickness. Both the same thickness.
Is the no? See,
Both,
coating
both
seems
single
different.
check
ply.
that out. The coating's on the outside of the
Edge,
ring.
yeah.
So I don't know. I'm curious how. I would like to go see how they make these.
When I put a Remo head on any drum, you have to like break the glue, right?
Pop.
Yeah, right. But that doesn't happen with these, right?
They do not. Yeah, and it's the way that they're making the head goes into the collar. There's glue in there on that edge, and
So you
that's
don't have to pop these. And
yeah. You know how you used to push on them, stand on them, crack on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Simon Phillips jump on his
Bass
bass
drums.
drum.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I used to
Dude's
stand.
got money. He can break one. I don't care. He's like,
In the old days, man, I used to stand on my floor toms and do the same thing. Bass drums, floor toms to get them stretched out. Particularly like if I was getting ready to do a session like then, and I need that head to not go out of tune and stay in tune for a long period of time, I would stretch those heads as much as I possibly could.
Oh,
But they were Remos.
That way.
he's got them. He's already.
Yeah,
Okay.
wait, I was handing them back since you had the box.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Did you want this one?
So
I
I'm
saw
gonna
it.
take a
Oh,
really
okay.
bad drum and start with it. It's not a really bad drum.
Come on, man.
It's an old exploit. Did you see these on Marketplace?
I did not.
I have.
This was an interesting find. Found it yesterday in Shelbyville. These drums had top heads that had a attack drum heads on. And they were all signed by, who was it? Who was it?
You're the Kiss guy.
Who is it? Eric Singer.
Oh,
All the top heads had Eric Singer's signature on it, so I took all the heads off, put them back, because I have a friend that's a Kiss guy.
yeah.
Put these other heads on there, and then I took the stuff out of the inside of the bass drum. One of my guys took the stuff out of the inside of the bass drum, and I picked the bass drum to look at it, and it's signed on the inside of that bass drum. He played that on the clinic in '98.
Oh, wow.
That would have been the time frame when Kiss went back out with the original lineup, and he was playing with Alice Cooper at that time.
Okay.
He was out doing clinics. Probably did some Badlands shows too, but he was doing some clinics, and that he must have played that drum kit.
That's awesome.
Crazy,
That's awesome.
crazy find. So some little kid's gonna have Eric Singer's kit, unless Bear buys it.
We got on it.
It's 10, 12, 14, 16 with a 22 and a chrome snare drum. And the mounting. $4.99. But you can't have the top heads. I got somebody else wants the heads, but you can have the bass drum with the signature right in the bass drum.
Go on. Go
All
on.
right, so
You're killing me.
so this thing has been the handiest thing that for me here. I don't put the heads back on with it, but I take them off for sure, man. This is the handiest thing when you're changing heads. So this has an old level black chrome level 360s. Have you seen these things?
Yeah, those are deep. Those give you just like a really dark dry sound.
Oh, the Evans. I thought those were the.
Yeah, these are the Evans black chrome. It's just what was on that kit. What I just put on their kit.
Sounds good for a 10.
Pretty low. A lot of those blackheads, these don't seem to be that way, but a lot of the blackheads have the way that they impregnate that dye in that, or how do they make it? Seems to make the head a little softer. These don't seem to do that. This black chrome, they seem to last a long time.
It's like they feel softer.
I have
I'll tell you, man.
I have a reddish kit that I put some color tone emperors on it. I hated the way it sounded afterwards.
Really?
I love the way it looked, but I hate it. But I think these don't change the sound. So
Yeah,
much.
I don't think they do either.
What'd you put color tones on?
On a Yamaha, it's a 14 and an 18-inch toms. Yeah.
I put them on an acrylic kit. I liked them. So,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't. Yeah, I thought they sounded kind of lifeless.
So
Yeah, they're meant. I mean, they're like for a lot of metal drummers and stuff. A friend of mine, he played with those black ones on there, and it's just like you can hammer on them all you want. They just give you this deep, almost dry sound. But
yeah, the pinstripe ones.
more
Yeah,
than
the pinstripe ones seem to last longer, a little bit longer than the ambassador ones. I would put those on the bottom if I was going to put those on. But these things seem to last pretty good time. They don't dent. Kind of nice. So when I put a head on a drum, and I'm assuming we'll play with some of your all's drums, but when I do a tom-tom, finger tighten it all the way around, because the idea here is to make sure we get this head to go down on this drum evenly. And most people who change heads on drums, who have not had experience with them, just kind of go around and tune around this way, and then that makes that head do this kind of weird thing. That never really gets it straight down. But as always, you'll see it in Evans has a paperwork on how to do that. Remo shows it on their website. That you go, across from each other on a drum with 6 lugs. It's a little hard to go across. You just have to kind of go with it. I usually go here and go here, here, and go here, here. There's no rhyme or reason. You could go here, here, go here, here. You could go here, here, and go here, here. It doesn't really matter on a 6-lug drum. When you get into a 10-lug drum, you're able to do it a little bit more evened out to make it work. And for me, I start taking the head up with any of them a turn or two on that first time I put a head on. I do a turn or two. Right there, I just did a turn. One turn, one turn, one turn, one turn, one turn, one turn. Because what I want to do is just get some tone to come out of that drum. Now, if I don't want my heads to go out of tune for some period of time, or I'm not going to have it in a place where, like my practice studio, where I know I'm going to be able to fool with them as I'm playing. If I'm going to go play a gig that night, it's kind of the same thing as a bass player, guitar player stretching their strings. It's the same sort of situation. So I'll usually take that drum up higher than I normally will. Maybe another turn. Sometimes that can really take it up pretty tight. But then from there, that's when you start to put the pressure on it. And push down on these. Now, all these Evans heads, they don't crack and pop like if I put a Remo head.
Evans head on there
Yeah,
now, or?
that's an Evans head. That's that black head I just had. So if I did a Remo head on this drum, and put a 10-inch Remo head on there, which I will right now, just so you see.
Do you, as when you're tuning yours, I know it probably all depends on the situation. Do you kind of do them both the same, like almost the same pitch, or some drummers will do a higher pitch on the bottom, a lower pitch on the top, or
I personally like my drum to go down.
so a little bit higher on the top, a little bit lower on the bottom, kind of thing, or?
Top head is lower than the bottom. Bottom head's tighter. Let's see. And faster. It should crack and pop really nice. There's 3 different ways you can do that, right? You can do both heads exactly the same, which will make the drum ring longer, right? Because both heads are at the same pitch. It's going to make the drum ring longer. You can do it with the bottom head looser than the top head. That makes the drum go up in pitch. And then you can do it with the bottom head tighter than the top head. That makes the pitch go down, which is what most of us like. But yeah, but if I was a jazz player, I'd want both of my heads almost exactly the same and a little tight, because you want that longer ring. You want to be able to get that feel back off the drum as well. Both heads like that, one note that would ring longer. Your floor tom you may not do that with, but your mount tom you definitely would do that with. So again, I'm gonna do a twist on each one of those.
Unrelated question, but maybe it's related. So I have a snare that I love, but it tunes itself. The lugs don't stay tight. What's the best lug lock kind of solution? Because I have lug locks on it, but then the lug locks stay slowly.
Yeah. You have a fiber lug lock that you pop on the top. Is that what you have? There's a company that Big Bang has, and I can't remember the name of it, but it is by far. You may know what it is. It's flat on one side, and it's made of a different type of fiber material. It's black.
Is it like neoprene or something?
Yeah, it's something. It will not let that tension rod move. And I can't remember. It's Big Bang makes it. The Big Bang distributes it. I ordered some last week, so I should have them either this weekend or next week.
Right.
But they pop on and it's a flat side that hits this. Most of the other ones you have is like a square.
Right.
It's like a neoprene square. And no matter what, that thing moves, right? The problem with it is is that the one it is?
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
half circle
Yeah.
looking thing.
Yeah.
I thought you was talking about the.
Those are the ones that
base
have coming.
ones.
You hear that cracking and popping? That's typical of a Remo head. There's glue in there. That glue pops and cracks. Head stretches. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it definitely is different than the Evans. The Evans do not crack and pop like that. They don't. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, I've been using Remo my whole life, and I've
So you're
had
saying-
good success.
The Evans ones. Because you just said Remo has that hard glue and then what do they do different?
It's a different way they crimp this, and they've done that since the beginning. They've
Oh,
crimped
it's
this
part of
edge. The way they crimp that edge is different. It's crimped on there. So Bob Beals, I'm gonna hopefully get this right because my dad's gonna test me on this one. Bob Beals is a guy who my dad knew, who was the guy who created. Huh?
Not Bob Gadsden?
No, I think it's Bob
He
Beals.
does good tutorials on I love watching.
No, yeah.
Oh man.
So Bob Beal was the guy who created Evans drum heads, and my dad was kind of buddies with him. When he brought out new things, he would send my dad a bunch of drum heads to try out. So I remember when the first hydraulics came out, my dad used those hydraulics on everything. He used to play these timbales as his mounted tom-toms, and he put those Evans hydraulic heads on those timbales as his mounted toms, which was really weird. But it sounded great. You know, they sounded really cool. Very different sound. But Bob was the guy who created that stuff, and he had a different way that he pinched that head in there and clamped that in there. And that's why they are different. Now, this drum has, what does it have on it? Oh, it's got a 360 on the bottom. So it has a Rezo bottom, thin bottom head on this drum with an ambassador on the top. That's going to be a fairly thin kind of sound. But again, trying to get that drum in tune. Pretty close. It's a pretty natural tone for a 10-inch tom-tom. Every single one of these drums, a 10-inch tom is going to have a tone range of this.
Yeah.
12-inch tom is going to have a tone range of this. Not to say that I can't crank this head up much tighter or loosen this head up more. But that's a pretty good ring on that for a
Yeah, that's a nice deeper
inexpensive-
10 too. I like that one.
yeah, inexpensive, pearl tom-tom.
80s power tone.
Yeah, 80s power tom.
Almost 10 years ago, I was looking for different ways of tuning and stuff. And just like a friend of mine sends me
that is. It doesn't relax me at all,
Do
especially
some
if I can't get it in right.
Drum ASMR.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, clank, clank,
Man,
boom,
yeah,
boom, clank,
very-
clank.
He's like one of those guys just
Have you ever used an Evans torque key?
What's that?
An Evans
and
torque
then,
key?
the other one.
I don't.
is this
Have you
cat.
ever used one?
Yeah, I've used one before.
Rob Brown.
Yeah.
I use it a lot
Oh my God.
MGR
He's
to
sick drummer.
get me close.
Did
He
you?
does a
Quickly,
lot of
yeah.
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
tutorials,
Yeah.
different styles.
I
used to use a drum dial, but that would get the tone the same, but one of them would be super tight and the other one would be really loose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't evenly tuned. It was
Yeah.
just the same tone.
Yeah, it's all of those, the tune bots and all those kind of things. They're great tools to experiment with.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can dial it in and get it right where you want it. Well, I have some guys that's how they tune their drums, and their drums sound really good. I've always been an old school kind of guy. Not to say that any of those tools are great. Yeah, I'm just an old school kind of guy, and I have always used my ears.
Yeah.
It's part, it's to me playing the drums is about listening to yourself and others and how you blend with them. And the more I do this, the better I become at that, because I'm listening more. And so when I'm trying to understand what my drum is going to sound like, the difference between this and this is grave if I want the drum to sound like this, where the tone goes down just a little bit, but the note is still more pure like that. Now again, if I decided to take this head up, went too far. So it's going to be, the drum's going up now instead of going down. That's because I have the top head.
initial attack, and then once it hits that bottom head, it
It
just
just boom, brings that
it
tone
back
up when it does that. Because the bottom head's not able to do what it's supposed to do. Well, I'm not saying that. Somebody might like that sound. You know what I mean? So that's just a different way of doing it. Just a different way of doing it. But if we take both heads, and we try to get them really close. That's two heads the same. Hear how that note stays the same and it just rings? Those are really the three ways you can tune a drum. And again, most people want that downward tone because one, they don't want their drum to ring too long. The second two of those, both of them ring longer. Even with a single ply top head and a reso bottom head, single ply head on both sides, that drum went down in tone when we had
the
that.
higher on
Higher on the bottom and
that's
lower on
gonna
the
give
top.
you
Gives you that,
it's going
gives
to
you
drop
that downward
out
tone.
or go lower.
But it doesn't matter from there what type of head you put on there, because it really then becomes a texture, is what you're listening for, is more the texture of the sound. It's not necessarily the tuning of the drum or to make that drum go down, because if that bottom head's a little bit tighter than the top head, it will go down no matter what. No matter whether you have a single ply head or you decide you want to put, you know, a 2-ply head with a ring on it. So it really depends on the tone that you're looking for. If you're looking for more of a progressive rock kind of sound, you're probably going to want a clear head. You're probably going to want a 2-ply head for a progressive rock thing. If you're going to play, again, a jazz bop gig, you're going to want probably coated or smooth white heads, which they also, Remo also makes a smooth white head. A smooth white head, because you're going to want that drum to be a single ply, so you can tune it up a little higher and get that more of that both head. You could hear somebody playing jazz with both heads being the same tightness, same note, same tuning on both heads. You could hear somebody playing jazz with that. You can't really hear somebody playing a rock gig, except for maybe like if you're playing King Crimson or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Even somebody like Carl Palmer wouldn't probably tune his drums that way. You know, that plays in progressive sort of situation. So those are really the kind of the 3 ways to tune a tom. And every tom's a little different. Again, the 10 inch is going to be this little bit of range of where you're going to hear that ring of that tom. 12 is going to be a little bit lower. 13 is going to be a little lower. 16 is going to be a little lower. 18 is going to be even lower. Every one of them are going to be a little bit different. As well, I know, and I used to do this when I played a lot of tom-toms, when I had 3 on the top and 2 floor toms. I would use a thinner head on the mounted toms than they would on the floor toms, because I didn't want the floor toms to ring. If I wanted these other toms to crack, I might put a single ply head on these drums, and then once I got down to the floor toms, I put a 2-ply head on those, because that's the sound I was looking for. I want these floor toms to be really have a lot of bottom and not a lot of ring, but I wanted my mounted toms to be more open and ringy and have a lot of tone, where I could play a lot of different things on them. So that's another thing to think about. What's the sound you're really trying to go for? And that's the conversation you need to have with somebody when you're going to sit down and pick out a set of drum heads. Because the problem with drum heads is, like, you make the decision and then you leave and you put them on your drums and, like, then they suck. You're like, well, I can't really take these back. You know what I mean? So when you make those decisions to buy a new set of drum heads, because we're not talking about an inexpensive, it's expensive to put heads on drums, man. Like, the last month I've changed my heads twice, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy moly, I didn't realize, because I would leave my drum heads on for a year sometimes. Like, I leave the whole set, I change them once a year, and the band would pay for it. Well, not this time. Like, I've changed them because I'm trying to experiment, you know, so I'm not going to have the band pay for it. So I'm like, man, these drum heads are expensive. They can really, to try to experiment and understand what they sound like, it can be really expensive. So when you're going to make those decisions, you really think about, what kind of sound do I want? Like, a lot of times when I do this with people, I ask them, like, what is the sound you're going for? Because in your head, you have a sound you're looking for. And it's maybe you want to sound like Danny Carey's drums. Maybe you want to sound like Buddy Rich's drums. Maybe you want to sound like this guy's drums. Each one of those guys uses a specific type of head on a specific type of shell. If your shell is this and you're trying to play Buddy Rich stuff, we're going to have to really think about how we're going to make that happen. You know what I mean? But if I'm using a shell like this, a reasonably priced pearl drum, and I'm wanting it to sound like Journey, then there's a certain way I can do that. I could do that pretty easily. I can say, you should buy this, and we'll tune it like this, and this is going to make it work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of how you have to do it, is to really, really think about what you want sound-wise how
Now,
much
if you
ring.
listen to, I followed, Steve Smith from back in the Journey days, and Vital Information. He went from that, and today he plays
How are you guys?
jazz like crazy,
Yeah.
and he was talking about that same thing on the tuning for jazz, that he tunes everything tight, because if you're doing jazz, if you watch his playing, it sounds so powerful, but he's not playing that hard.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, basically you tune them tighter to resonate, or to get the sound coming into the mic.
The other thing is like when you tune a drum like that. So when you're playing a jazz type thing, you're playing it with a lot of toms like he does. You're really kind of trying to do a note palette a lot of the times. You're trying to play these notes, just like you were talking about earlier about tuning the drum and a note. Certainly, it's a lot easier to tune a note if the head is tighter.
Yeah.
You hear the note more than if I took this head down where it was nice and deep. You're going to have a tougher time finding that note to tune it to an A or a C or a B or whatever you might do. I mean, I know that a lot of people, they would, if they had a lot of toms, they'd be like, da 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 da.
Well, I think it's awesome to listen to, like Simon Phillips does the same thing as Steve Smith, and to watch them do a drum solo somewhere in their show, and then their drums become this musical instrument instead of just something to
somebody's
bang on. I love, their tunings are out of this world.
And they're both playing, they're not playing very hard. Neither one of them have this like bombastic, now they do when they need that, but most of the time, man, they're playing those things for the note, for the musicality of that instrument.
Yeah.
Which is cool, man. I think that's so cool.
It is. I love it.
It really is. But again, when you're looking at putting heads on drum, you got to be very selective with that kind of thing. You got to understand whether you want that drum head to ring more or not ring more, whatever that might be. So there's that. Did everybody understand how that all works and some differences in some of the drum heads that are available out there? Cool.
Have you ever tuned your drum to notes?
I have.
Did you like it?
I thought I did for a little while, and it worked well, but it wasn't the sound that was in my head. I couldn't quite find the notes that I wanted those to be tuned, that they would be in the same notes that I would want in my head. I can't explain that, because you think that I would be, oh yeah, I want this to be a C, I want this to be an A, I want this to be an A minor, A flat, or whatever it might be. If you looked at that and think about that, your brain doesn't work that way all the time. And the sound in my head can change from one venue to another. Because of the sound of the room itself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I may think that my tom sounds amazing to me in this room, and then we go to the next room, and I feel like that my tom sounds like a box. Yeah. I'm like, what happened? Like, this thing sounded so great yesterday. Why does it sound like this today? Or outside is, to me, the worst, because it just dissipates. It goes everywhere.
Yep.
And so, I typically, in every gig I play, I'm tuning the top heads up. I don't touch the bottom heads, but maybe every couple of months. But the top heads, I touch them almost every single gig. I'm touching those, because there's sometimes at that 10 and 12 that I'm really bring them up higher, because it doesn't work in the room with the instrumentation that's happening there. It just doesn't. And when that doesn't happen, then it affects the way you play the drums, the feel, the sound, the crack of those drums. The floor toms the same way. Sometimes I'll get my 16 where I think it's really nice, and then it'll be like you said, it'll be just too low, too dark, it'll just be not enough. And then the 14 will be like this thing that just, because 14-inch floor toms to me are the toughest thing to tune. They are the toughest thing, unless you're playing in a jazz gig. But they are the toughest thing to tune for a rock gig for me, because they seem to either ring too much or don't ring enough. When they don't ring enough, they sound flappy. Like they sound, it's like I can hear the plies, the two plies on the top head fighting with each other or something. And I can't ever get it right. So 14 is 4 times been the toughest for me to tune. Unless I'm playing jazz gig, then I just tune them up high and it sounds great. It sounds wonderful. Rings as much as it's supposed to.
I played an outdoor gig one time in Shepherdsville, and they got in Shepherdsville Park, there's a pavilion thing, open on the sides, roof. I couldn't hit my 14. It had this wonky overtone that I monkeyed with it before, and I never could get it right, so I just didn't hit it.
Yeah.
It wasn't usable because of that. It had that flappy, wonky.
Yeah, there's some weird tricks to that that you can use on a floor tom, particularly by taking the tension rod, one of the tension rods, and pull it all the way back on the bottom, particularly. We'll do that. It's weird that it works on a floor tom, but it doesn't really work on other drums.
Yeah.
But it does work on a floor tom. I've had to do that in studio sessions before, where one of the floor toms or the only floor tom is ringing too much, and I don't want to tamper with the top head, so I just take that bottom head and detune it just a touch, one tension rod, and it takes that out of it. It stops that wonky sort of thing that's happening.
Plus, if you're playing outside, it's your, the environment that's around you. You have a lot of metal up and down below you.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, a metal roof on it,
concrete
yeah.
floor. Sometimes you can throw a
Stone floor,
nice
Yeah,
pad.
stone floor to metal roof.
Or
Yeah.
Everything
to me,
else sounded great,
The
but
wor-
that 14.
The worst ones for me are like a tent. Like if I'm in a tent and the tent is too low, for some reason, man, the snare drum is awful. It's like just goes back up and down, up and down, up and down all night.
Or behind plexiglass.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
played behind one of those a couple months ago, and I just hated the way my drums sounded.
What?
Behind the plexiglass
Oh.
cage.
Yeah, yeah. It reflects off that thing, comes
Yeah,
back
it's
at
so
you.
bright. It's
Yeah.
just like you can't release your low frequencies
Mhm.
out, and they're just like everything's coming back at you.
Yeah, the only way those things work is that they have a roof on it, and it has some of those pads that are like, they make these squares that they put in the bottom of it. That really helps out a lot, especially with the bass drum and floor toms.
Yeah.
Cymbals are the worst, because it's just, every time you hit it, it's like, psh, 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 coming back up.
Have you guys ever messed around with putting cotton balls inside the drums?
Cotton balls inside the drums?
Yeah.
I've
Like
done it.
underneath the head, inside the head? Or-
Inside the head, it's resting on the bottom head.
Yeah, I did that one time. The other thing that I did was I took the cotton ball and put it on a piece of tape that would enable that to come off the head a little bit and then drop back down.
On the top.
Yeah, on the top. Would come off and come back down, so it would enable the drum to open up when you hit it,
Like a gate.
and it would drop back down. Yeah.
When you hit it, the cotton ball would
Yeah.
come up and touch
Come
the
up and
head.
back down.
Yeah, it's like those things that
Cotton
they
ball,
use
no, the
now.
cotton ball would come up off the head and then come back down.
Oh, you're taping it on the outside.
On the top.
Oh, I see.
Like Paul Lime used to do.
Yeah,
in the
Paul
80s.
Lime used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works out really well. It sounds really great. All the Shania Twain records, that's how they did those. Yeah. Yeah, same sort of situation. So, and I guess we could get into talking about muffling from there too, because there's a lot of options on muffling now with rings that fit on the top and moon gels that people buy all the time because it's fast and easy to stick something on there if it rings too much, or if you're trying to make the drum sound a certain way, or like I've had sessions where they're like, hey, I really want the snare drum to be lower in pitch, but I don't want you to tune it. And so if you take a piece of that moon gel and you move it towards the center, it takes the pitch of the drum down. It helps with the ring as well, but it takes the pitch of the drum down immediately. Like you can actually lower the pitch of the drum by putting that in the center.
Big fat snare.
Yeah, they make those big fat. I have a couple of those on the wall over there. Those things are cool too. It's a piece of plastic goes over the top, makes it sound like the Eagles Hotel California or something like that. There's no ring to it. But there's a billion different types of things you can put on the top. I have some of those drops. If you've seen those things, the advertising of a drop. It's,
Yeah, that's what you were talking about. A lot of us use stuff like that
yeah,
before the drops come out.
yeah.
And it's the same thing. As soon as that attack, it
Pops up
releases
and it comes off.
lots of, and then it comes
Yeah.
back
You
down
haven't
and
seen
comes up.
those. These are what the drops are.
Those are.
Yeah, these are good. Oh, drops.
Yeah, they go.
They're
on
heavy
your-
too.
Oh wow.
They're really heavy. Those things are great. I bought those to use at my house
When
and
you hit,
studio.
then they
and-
just come up long enough to.
Yeah. I have to say that some of the heavier ones are way heavy. Like they like your drums like doom. There's nothing. So
maybe something like
it's a
that.
great tool.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great tool. It really is a nice tool. Those are wonderful. There's a billion different types of those things. And quite frankly, the other day somebody brought a bell brass from the 80s, bell brass Tama snare drum in. It was freaking amazing. What a great drum. So, yeah, those things sell for like 20 grand now. Yeah.
What?
They
Yeah.
sell $15,000 to $20,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those bell brass there. So
That's why I don't have one.
there's a switch on there that Tama made with all the drums, and your drums probably have them on there. The muffle that's inside of it is a switch that you can turn on and off in it,
Yeah,
a little
well-
bit or not enough. That thing was brilliant. I think in regards to an internal,
Yeah.
it comes up. Yep, that was the most brilliant
Yeah, I've
one.
got the knob on all my toms
Yeah.
when you turn it, and luckily on mine, I can set it, and it's not gonna,
Yeah.
the vibration's
Yeah.
not gonna make it turn. But I do wish I had the old '80s, the Imperial Star snare.
Mm,
They have a nice crack to them.
yeah, they do. That's a great drum.
But I mean, my favorite would have to be the Superphonic. I mean, that's my dream snare. I've got the Acrolite now, but
You thought that was one of
I
those?
know I was eyeballing it a while ago.
Yeah, I just made a tag for it over here. It's a pretty good deal. No, I'm the
picked
same
it
way. I
up,
think a
you know.
Superphonic's a great drum. I think it can't go wrong with Superphonic or Acrolite, either one. He's got Acrolite right there.
I've got it's a 70. What is it? Olive, blue and olive badge.
Blue olive,
72, 74
That's
Acrolite.
All right, let's set the. What
It's
is it?
5
Oh, I gotta put this other head back on there now.
I wish it was a little bit deeper.
Dave Hale. Dave Hale. That's a job for him.
That is that's a 5.5.
So let's go to the snare drum. We'll talk about the snare drum, and then when we get done, if you want to fool around with your stuff, we'll fool around with your stuff. I like fooling around with stuff. So I'm gonna grab one of my favorite snare drums. The Sonar compressor. Snare drum. This one has an Emperor coder on the top. Standard ambassador on the bottom. Well, it says that, but it's a Sonar medium bottom head made by Remo. Sometimes I'm not really sure about
I know.
those heads that come on there. You just don't know what they are. So
They're better than they used to be.
yeah, they're certainly better than they used to be. I got some of those. Got some of those in that. There's some of those over there. You see, I got the used heads over
When
there.
you
You
was
know.
talking about that, what was it? Bell brass?
Yeah, Bell Brass. Yeah.
Is this an old snare? Is this like
No.
a newer
That's
one?
it's an '80s. In the '80s,
Is it hammered or something? Or is
It's real thick though.
There's two.
it's
just
a
a
Bell
brass.
Brass thick, solid cast shell.
Weigh about
there's
40
reissues
pounds.
Yeah.
too.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Yeah, it's crazy. The guy brought it in. I'm not gonna say your name on here, but you know who you are.
You had one in
He
here.
brought it in to let me see it because you just don't see them very often. He bought it from somebody up here in Indiana somewhere, and I'm sure he paid
Yep.
very little for it.
Becoming like the 59.
I'm sure he paid very little for it,
Really?
but he's never gonna get rid of it. And those drums sell. So I saw one the other day was 16 grand.
No, what's his kit that he had with it.
He didn't have a kit with it. He just
Just-
bought the snare drum. Yeah,
he's
he's a
just
snare
a-
drum. He's a snare drum guy, and he's got all kinds of cool snare drums. But that's one of them, and that's the sound of the Soundgarden records. That's what he was using back then. Bell brass like that. So that's what that sound is.
What was
That's
Black Album,
cool.
Metallica.
Yeah.
what was okay? That's what I was trying to think of a while ago. The drummer for Rage Against the Machine, Keith or
Brad.
Brad Wilk.
Yep.
He's, I don't know, that's off the thing, but he's sick.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's great.
I mean, his grooves are what catch me. And then when he went with Audio Slave,
Yeah.
that whole thing that whole album is good. That first one. Or how many did Audio Slave do? Just the one?
I thought they did 2 records. Yeah, I thought they
Yeah,
did
the
2
first
records.
one. The
The
first
first
one
record's
is the
great.
one that I really like. It's got Gasoline on
Yeah.
it, and Be Yourself, and all those.
Yeah.
But, so he was talking about some of the snares that he played, and the first and second one that he used, and were they? I forget if that was a Tama.
It was a Pearl's Free Floating,
Yeah.
first record, and
Yeah.
then the Bell Brass.
Yeah. Yeah, the bell brass, man, is...
Didn't Pearl, that free floating system, didn't they have a real thick brass?
They did
You
have
could put in
brass,
that?
yeah, brass shell, but it wasn't the same. Yeah, it's definitely...
It wasn't that thick.
Yeah, I can tell you that
Yeah.
that bell brass, like I played that bell brass drum, and it sounded exactly the way I remember sounding in the old days. And I wish I would have kept the ones instead of selling them all.
They're doing a reissue now.
Huh?
They're doing a reissue.
Yeah, yeah,
They're like 5,000.
yeah.
Instead of
Yeah, there's a whole lot of those out there that are
Still.
like that. Those cast
Gosh dang it!
brass shells. And they say they're bell brass.
It's different.
It's not bell brass, but it is brass,
It's like
and it's
that
solid cast.
the old Rogers Dynasonic. I watched a snare shootout, and that's another one that I'd like to.
There's one up there.
I'll never be able to, afford it, but it's
Yeah,
on my
they're
dream list.
very reasonable nowadays. They're just a few $100s, so they're very reasonable for a snare drum. Same thing with the Superphonics. You can find those Superphonics for $300 all day long. All
Yeah,
day
some
long.
of them I've seen on Marketplace though. I've always been questionable on if it's a real Supra or not.
Well, they make them again.
Huh?
Do they make them again?
They make them again.
Yeah, you can
They're
get
They
new
new
make
ones.
them again, but the older one, they'll have it marked as, they'll show
Yeah.
the old Keystone badge on it or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, and the new ones have keystone.
But
bells.
isn't there one
That's
that's
a real
not
one.
a Superphonic that's pretty close to it? I always look at the hardware
Yeah,
on it.
that's a Superphonic there. That's a 60s Superphonic there. That's a real deal. That's not a chrome over brass one. The chrome over brass one's heavier than that. So it's a brass shell with chrome on top of it.
So what's this one here?
That's a standard metal shell Superphonic, 5.5. Got the original. You got the original.
Those key
Plug lock.
Yeah.
lock things you was talking about.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the ones I have, but they come.
Yeah, you can't
Are
get
they
them.
slipping in here?
They're either
then?
too much or not enough. Yeah, they're either too much or not enough. That's why the Tama was so cool.
It seemed like they would come out with a washer brass that would have like a knurl on both sides of it, to almost
A lug lock?
no, just the washer itself. Your stock washer.
Oh,
If it had an imprint.
you mean like a star washer?
Yeah.
Nah, that would mark
No,
your
no,
hoops.
a flat washer, but on the top where this nut rests,
the tension
right on
rod.
your washer. The washer itself on both ends would have like a knurl imprinted into it. That way, I think it would lock down pretty good.
Yeah, maybe. They still make those old school Ludwig ones too that you can put on the tension rods.
Well, man, I appreciate
Remember those
this.
things?
Is this like the door prize thing?
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. Can't be.
That's right.
So let's get to a snare drum. again, this is all subjective to what you want out of your drum and how you want to sound like. Most people are going to do the same sort of situation. They're going to tune the bottom head pretty tight. Again, making sure that when you put the head on there, it goes on there evenly. So when you do that on a 10 lug drum, you've got a little more width there to get it directly across from it when you bring the head down on there. And the snare drum's the same way as a tom-tom or anything else. You can put any sort of head on there you want, depending on the sound you want to get out of it, how much ring you want that drum to have. The thing with snare drums, difference between snare drums and, let's say, tom-toms, most tom-toms, they certainly are making brass toms. They made stainless steel toms, but most tom-toms are wood. A majority of tom-toms are wood, right? And they're all going to have a similar woody sort of tone, most of them, right? Where a snare drum is a completely different animal because they make many different sizes. They make many different types of metal. Each one of those have a different type of bearing edge. Each one of them has a different type of reinforcement hoop or whatever it may be. There's a lot wider range in which these can be tuned. A lot wider range of different drums you can have to have different sounds. Just like we said, like that sound in my head has changed over the years of what I wanted out of my snare drum. But what I want now more than anything is I want that Matt Cameron sound off the Soundgarden records. But particularly Bad Motorfinger. That's the sound I'm going for.
That's the Keplinger.
Yes, it's a Keplinger snare drum. Also, one that you can't find. If you do, it's a lot of money. But I've come up with something that I think is pretty darn close to it. So, but it's taken me a long time to figure it out. But the combination is a standard ambassador bottom snare head, right? 4 mil, and an Emperor top head, standard coated Emperor top head, on a solid brass snare drum, cast solid snare drum. And for me, I put 2 tone wings in there to make that sound. Actually, now it is right. It's right. It's fat, even though it's a 5-inch drum, it's fat, but it has all the character of that same Keplinger snare drum.
No, triple flange hoops?
Triple flange? No, sorry, bronze.
Or die cast?
Bronze hoops.
Die cast or?
It's this drum, so it's this hoop.
Oh,
Solid bronze. So it's that.
those are like,
That's another one.
oh wow. Nasty. Wow, that's heavy. It looked as soon as you picked it up. Gravity kind of.
That's the drum.
Is tuning that like a die cast?
I think
It's in between a triple flange and a die cast. It still has some pliability about it. That hoop does.
Hoop. Pony percussion.
I want to hear that
Heaven
now.
That's a nice drum. That one's really nice. A copper drum is really nice too. But now, they're making snare drums out of brass and copper and steel and different types of steel and different thicknesses of steel. And then they're making every kind of wood you can imagine.
Yep.
Everything. Anything that cherry wood, babinga, purple heart, just
So much ring.
there's a ton of it.
It's got a little bit of gravity in it, doesn't it?
Ton of it. But that's what I finally figured out is that the sound that I'm looking for is that. Again,
Mesmerized.
with the snare drum heads, there's they make those heads with a dry top head, like Evans is making a dry head that has holes around the edge of it. If you're not seeing those, you ever seen one? I don't think I have one. Oh, I do. I got 13.
Those are pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're really cool heads. There's one on the, what is that head, drum up there? That you want, Zach?
The Musashi,
Yes.
the Yamaha,
No,
Musashi.
Musashi.
Close enough.
It's a
We're all
Musashi.
we're all from Indiana.
It's a Musashi.
Mm,
Yeah, let me show you this area.
not all from Indiana.
We're in here right now.
Cuisine.
Have you played that drum head? Have you shot that drum head?
Yeah. Oh, no, but I know.
It is oak and it is incredible. So this is a dry heavyweight head, which just means that you could basically,
The HD drive.
Those little holes. They
I've been
make a
selling a
huge
ton of these
difference.
heads. People love them. It's a heavy head, so it's got a built-in,
Reinforcement thing on
in
So
body
this
acid.
lets the air out,
Yeah.
come out a lot more
Yeah.
of that. So you
It
don't get
feels
that.
really good too. That head feels really nice.
Now, do you have this on something, or have you played this on
There's one on one of the drums I have right here on the floor.
tom or snare? Just like
snare, yeah.
They're making them for toms now
Yeah,
too.
I saw that they were making it a dry. It's not HD dry, but it's a dry head.
Is this a double fly?
Yeah, it's got the extra bottom ply
That
on the
may be
bottom.
what's on my snare.
Yeah.
This?
Maybe if they made those 15 years ago, but I know it's got that thing on it.
Is that like a control dot?
It's like a CS dot. Yeah, it's like a CS dot. Yep. Yep.
I've never seen this before.
Double ply. Yeah. With the holes in the side. It sounds really nice.
DW used to do that on their, didn't they? On their bass drums? A
I
long
don't know
time
which
ago.
way to go, man.
The front bass drum head had that on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the front bass drum head had holes in it like that. Yeah, I remember that. Little teeny holes in it. It's an interesting head. So they make a head that's like that's dry. Those holes in that head make that head dry sounding. The air blowing out.
Yeah, it's almost like having another couple of holes on the outside of your tom.
Yeah, it is. It's very similar. It's the same thing with snare drums like the ones that Orange County make with big holes in them. Yeah, those drums are really dry as well. So again, if you had, say, a acrolite snare drum or that superphonic snare drum that we had over there,
I think you have two of those.
I do. There's a 6.5 over there too. That's super sensitive.
One day I'll come in here. I'll be like, I think my wife will be there, and I'll be like, Brenda, look over there.
Out the door.
She'll be like, where'd you go? Look at that pretty dress.
So with the bottom snare head, again,
I would have to buy you a pretty dress and right into a pretty snare.
Again, we're trying to get that bottom head tighter, a higher pitch, much higher pitch. These are going to be really easy to get a high pitch on. The time when you know you need to change your bottom head is when the hoop is the same height as your shell, which I see a lot of those of late,
Oh my gosh.
where they've tightened this head down so much that these are even. You know what I mean? That's when you know you need to change your bottom head. Because when you do that, it changes how your snares work on the drum itself.
Can we say change them before it gets to that?
Yeah, you want to probably once you get, yeah. And you have to be careful with this because that head's so thin, you have to really be careful about getting this down even. Because once that gets off to one side, the drum starts to have that wonky sound that we were talking about with the 14-inch floor tom. If that bottom head gets where the hoop on one side, I see that a lot with people. The hoop on one side is lower than what's on the top. And that happens a lot of times because what'll happen on your snare drum is if your drum's coming out of tune, you're hitting that drum on this side. A lot of times if it's coming out of tune on this side, it's loosening on the bottom as well. You'll get to a point where you're like, oh, I'm playing a gig and my tension rod's about to fall out. So I'm going to crank it back up, and you don't look at it. And then you flip it over and that side's way tighter than the other side. So this is real important.
Messes the head up where it won't tune again.
Right, yeah, it won't. You have to replace that head if you get it like that. But this bottom head, because of how thin it is, and that it is actually helping these resonate to make the snares sound a certain way. That head's almost it really is more important that this head's in tune with itself than that top head is. Because it has this on top of it. And you all know how bad this can buzz really, really badly if that's not set up properly. And so if that head's out of tune with itself, that makes this also have a tuning issue with the drum. So you have to really look at that bottom head. I used to never do that. I used to just play it until it blew a hole in it or whatever, you know. And then I put a new one on. I'm like, man, this doesn't even sound like my drum anymore. It sounds like somebody else's drum. So, snare drum's the same way. If you want that drum to sound fat, usually tune it down. You want it to sound like it has a crack, you want to tune it up. And again, depending on the drum, each one of these is going to ring more than another. Amanda?
No, I
Just not.
think I saw your reflection move.
did?
Yeah.
So, this drum's pretty pleasant to tune. A little bit of a ring in there. If I set this on a stand, that ring would go away. That ring would go away if I put it on a stand more than likely.
So steel.
This is steel drum, yeah. It's a heavy steel though, it's really heavy.
Beautiful.
Huh?
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're great drums. They're really nice. The other thing that's interesting about tuning a snare drum, yeah, you can get this to where it feels good or it sounds like it's cracking really nice for you. But the magic is always in these snares. Because most of the time, guys come in here. Take this down. And I don't want this to do what I want to do. I'm going to pull these snares up a little tighter because they're not tight enough to do what I want it to do. So a lot of times people are trying to get the buzz out of their drum set. When they're trying to get the buzz out of their drum set, they take the snares and they take those snares up so tight it makes the drum sound very ticky and it chokes the sound of the drum instead of making that drum sound fatter. I'm bringing the snares down lower on it. Now again, if I tighten those snares up as tight as I go, which is what most of the drums come in here, that's what they sound like. Hear how it takes that? Makes the drum sound much smaller than it is. That's the thing that I say, man, don't worry about whether your mountain tom's making your snare drum buzz. In the overall sound of the band, you'll never notice that. You'll never notice it. Makes the drum have a lot more. It makes it have a lot more essence to it. And those bottom snares make a difference. And just like with the shells of the drums, they make these in different types of material as well. Brass.
How many strand is that?
That's probably 16, yeah. My dad used to like the 40 strand, the big wide blades.
Big wide.
Yeah.
It changed the sound of the drum.
Yeah, it's a great sound. My dad used a Dynasonic drum like that one, like the Rogers Dynasonic up there, with that rail, and he used a 40 strand on it. He had them make some sort of a piece that would enable him to put a 40 strand on there, and that drum sounds great. He swears by it. Great sounding snare drum. Really look nice.
Got a 40 strand on a Morgan Rose.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's a nice drum. It's a nice drum. So, questions. I know we've been talking, but are there questions that I can answer?
No, I'm just turning gears in my mind how to like get some stuff without my wife.
Do you have Tom
Don't
Wings
video
here?
him.
You do?
Yeah, sorry.
I've
I
heard
was
good things,
just
but I've never
disclaimer.
seen
I was
them
talking about
first.
somebody
Yeah,
else's
I'll grab some. I've got they just sent me some to. I put some on my kit.
The guy in Nashville makes them, right?
Yeah, he's actually.
So do you have a 40 strand on?
He was in Nashville, but I think he moved to Florida.
One snare drum.
What's your likes and what's the sound on it?
Well, the drum came with it. When I bought the drum used and it didn't have it on it, so I had to buy me a set of 40 strings to go on it. Because that's it's a Morgan Rose. You know Morgan Rose is 7 Dust. Anyway,
I've heard of that.
that's what he had on it. So trying to replicate his sound with that drum. Yeah, I'm a pro guy. I got a bunch of pros, man.
Totally.
I have a Steve Ferroni Signature.
I endorse.
The Pro.
Who?
Steve Ferroni.
I actually
Oh,
Yeah, signature, and
Yeah.
don't endorse. I mean, I endorse them. I think they're great.
Yeah, no. I know what.
You,
I know
you touch one? You
what.
touch one?
I love it.
I'll
You
touch
done with
I'll
it?
pass it around.
You
Step
sure?
on you.
Yes.
Because that's one of my.
Pass it around.
Dude, I just put those in my kick drum today. Oh my gosh.
I told you.
Makes a big difference.
I videoed it. Just put my kick drum in the center or in one spot. I put them in it before I put them in it. I stood there, did that, moved video on my foot, moved my phone from me to the snare drum, did it again, moved the drum or the phone from me to the close rack over there and did it again. Put the tone rings in, tuned it up, and it's just got so much more thump.
I
I
told
mean,
you.
it's got so much more thump.
Is it?
Just a hunk of brass.
So here's the logic behind it. The logic behind it is it's a heavy piece of brass that
So much more.
makes your drum have more mass. Now you can notice that these things look like F holes, like on a violin, right? So it also, for me, what it also did was, did it change for you? Change the feel of the drum as
Yes.
well? Yes. So the drum feels,
I didn't even sit down and play it. I was literally just standing there.
yeah, tapping it, but
Yeah.
it definitely changes the feel of the
Yeah.
drum itself.
I mean, where does it
So
in
you take,
relation to the bass drum or wherever?
So
I
let me
mean,
show you.
what?
you put like in a snare drum or a bass drum. On the bass drum, I put it on the batter side. Like you have 2 sets of lugs, right? A lug on each side, right? You put it on the batter side. On a snare drum, goes usually a couple over from where the throw off is.
Mm-hmm.
And you put it inside the drum, and then you put another one across from it. In a snare drum, you can put 4. My experimentation with them is that I
More
use-
presence?
Yeah,
Is that what it does?
It's not presence. It's like focus. It's like makes the drum focus more than anything.
It's a diffuser too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like a diffuser. It kind of gets
Gets rid of
those
all
overtones,
crazy-
which on your 18-inch floor tom,
Sucks it up.
what it would probably be cool to do is to put 3 of these in the top and put a couple. They make these little teeny small ones. On an 18-inch floor tom, when I talked to Val about this, Vlad about this, thinking about somebody else named Val, Vlad about this. He's the guy who made these things. He said that on 18-inch floor tom, it's too much sometimes, and you put those smaller ones in the bottom of it, and it kind of tucks that bottom head and enables it to focus a little more and not ring
So is
out
that brass?
this brass.
So it
Majority
sucks
of
it
it's
up
brass.
and it deadens it,
Yeah, it makes the drum have more mass,
right?
which makes the drum produce more low frequency, which also enables the sound inside of there. Reason to me, I think this is my.
Yeah, that 18's
This is me
got
messing around.
tons of.
It's
got
probably not
tons of
right,
low.
Vlad, but I'm gonna just tell you what I think. When you hit this drum and that sound's going around inside this shell, this enables it to focus it. It's kind of like a black dot head. Put a black dot head on a tom, it focuses the tone right in the center of it. I don't know how that works,
Maybe
but
I'll,
that
maybe
does
I'll
it.
try that too.
These
Blacktop.
these are awesome. I can't say enough good things about them. I gave him some to take home and play with.
I'm keeping them.
Do you have them on any of your toms or anything
No,
like that yet? Or
I
just,
took one box home to try them out, and
you say you have them on your bass drum?
I put them in. I put 4 of them in my bass drum.
You got a 26 or 16 by 22.
Correct.
How many of you do you? 4. You've got 4.
Put 4 in the bass drum.
On the batter side.
Baby lips.
Yes.
Just a little guy.
There's little babies.
And you have buffalo in there too?
I do. I've got one of those Evans pillows
Emo.
on the bottom, and it's.
Yeah.
This is another Evans head that I have because it was on the drum when I bought it. And it was still in good shape. It's it's got the ring.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Oh,
EMAD?
EMAD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got an EMAD on it,
And the pillow.
and the pillow,
And the ring.
and the rings,
Okay.
and it's got a thumb. Now, when I change that head, I probably won't put an EMAD back on it.
Oh, for 3 or something.
Yeah, that's always been my go-to. And I just recently, I haven't started to put that one on, because I'm gonna put that on the church kit. It's a Remo's got one that's got a foam ring on the outside. It's on the.
It's an SMT. That's what I've been using as an SMT on mine. But I took the pillow out of mine.
Did you?
Yeah, some of those EMADs, like I bought.
See, I wondered about that
it's
when I
got
was changing
two
them today, and it's like,
different foam.
I got a port so I can get it out.
Yeah, I pulled mine out after I played it. I pulled it out.
Whatever happened with kickboards? Everybody was using them for a little bit.
I got a bunch of them over on the wall over there. They're
The
cool.
drum I put them in has one on it because that was on it when I bought the drum. Audibly, I can't tell a difference. Can
Between
you?
a kick port and a non-kick port?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it produces a different type of low end. There's a new guy that's got a different type of port out. His is like crazy low end. I don't know what he's done. He's done some little extension on it or something. I saw it in Nashville. Crazy low end on this thing. But what I've found on any of those kind of ports is if you put the microphone on the outside, it's too much air blowing through that. Like that thing focuses that air out. That's what it basically does. It makes a tunnel for that air to blow out. And for me, I don't like the sound of what that does to the diaphragm of the microphone. I like the microphone inside the drum. That's just me. Or all the way on the outside of the drum, picking up the front end. One of the two.
Are you
I
guys
don't like
talking
it
about
at
like just a hole on the resin side, or like something that you put on the hole?
On the resonance side, there's one over there. It goes in the bass drum, and it actually it's like a little filter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen
port.
that before.
Yeah, it's like a little filter port that blows the air out of the bass drum.
When they came out,
I always
everybody
thought these were for
was using
looks.
them, and
I didn't
they seem
realize.
to be sort of, I don't know, not as popular.
I don't know. How much is that? It's you know how much it is?
Usually, they used to be $40.
Yeah, they're $40. They're $39.99.
Yeah,
If it were me, I'd spend the extra money on the tone wing.
I mean, when I used to play in bands a lot, I mean, I just took a coffee can, heated it up, and just
Yeah, man, that's the
Kinda,
old
you
school
know,
way.
That's the way.
right. I mean, but I never.
But this
don't
is
know,
for after.
So that's
After you
after,
make a hole.
but that actually modifies the sound. That's not just
It does.
aesthetic.
It does
Okay.
modify the sound. Yeah, it does modify the sound. It's not, but they make them now. You know, they just screw on there,
You want to?
or just it's not screw on there. They have the adhesive on the back. So basically, the way we used to do it with the coffee can,
Yeah.
that head would rip at some point down the road, and so they're making something now that you can put on there that gives you an extra piece of head basically around the
A little
edge.
bit, or to stabilize that.
Yeah,
I stopped playing with a hole in the head a long time ago.
good for you.
Yeah, sound guys never knew how to mic the bass drum though. It always confused them.
Yeah, nowadays it's a different ball game. The
Yeah.
microphones are different. The how you can equalize something very easily is it's
Yeah.
just different nowadays. And so using full front heads, I see it all the time now. If it's real loud volume situations, then it's not. But most of the time, I see guys can do it and it sound great. I think they sound great. I think they
I
sound
like the
great.
sound of a with nothing in the drum and both full
Yeah.
head in the front. So.
Yeah, I do too.
Nice vintage. I was listening to Blind Faith yesterday, doing a live version of Can't Find My Way Home, and Ginger Baker's kit. It's like that thing you was talking about. I want to buy this kit that sounds, if it's Ginger Baker's kit, the style he uses, and it's going to sound just like him, but you got to figure the mics that they used back then,
Mm-hmm.
the stage that they were on, were the outside, was it big and open, did you have a lot of reflections, and plus it's the way his touch.
Yeah, it's touch, bass drum, toms, everything.
That's
like
a biggest daggone part of it. Everybody's like, I want this guitar to sound just like so and so, and they take it home and they're like, God, this ain't right. And it's
the
the
guy's
way
hands.
the way they play it. Ginger Baker, I love to watch him, and who was Vanilla Fudge?
Oh yeah, Carmine Appice.
Carmen Appice.
Yeah.
Man, did you ever hear about him? Like, he used to he was like one of the pioneers in playing live on stage, and he used a microphone and ran it through the bass amp somehow to get that live. I mean, he was like one of the first ones, but
To amplify his bass drum sound, right?
it was sick.
Crazy.
But the way they mic'd back then, they had these big stages, like, I don't know, you might have 15, 20 foot ceilings, and you had a lot of wood in there. I'm like that. I would love to be able to recreate the sound that
back in the 60s, with.
You can, digitally.
Yeah, you
Well,
can.
digitally.
But you can also do it with
those mics,
with heads and mics and shells. I mean, those old drums sound like those old drums, no matter what.
Yeah.
They're not making new drums sound like old drums. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? They're not really doing. Even though I can tell you,
All I want to do, I don't know. It's just I've always appealed to that older.
you look at some of the, you look at some of the Gretsch stuff. The new Gretsch stuff sounds like that. You look at the new Slingerland Radio King drums.
Oh,
They sound just like a Radio King, but they're made better.
Made by DW,
They're made by DW, yeah. Or they're made.
which is now owned by Roland.
Yes. Yeah. They also bought George Way too now. They own the George Way Drum Company too.
Okay.
Yep. Interesting stuff.
Picture of it.
Yeah.
There's a interview with Dave Weckl that I just watched with Elmo Lovano.
Yeah.
2.5 hour interview where he talks about how when he started playing in New York, he used to bring a PA with him for the drums because he wanted to have the pristine sounding drums in the small places.
Yeah, he had his own mixer. He always had his own mixer with all of his own stuff in
It
it.
kept growing until he had like 2 refrigerators or racks behind him with all the gear with gates and everything. It's a really cool interview.
Just to get that sound.
Yeah.
That sound. But now you can get it in like a little teeny mixer.
Yeah, that's what he said.
You
Yeah,
can plug-
little QSC.
Yeah. A little teeny mixer, you plug all your mics in and you make it sound just like that.
And a 15-inch speaker.
Yeah. Same sort of situation. So I know you guys have some drums. You have a drum. You're going to put a head on.
Late 30s radio.
Do you want me to do it or
Did you?
Doesn't matter.
do you want to do it?
No, okay.
Just a year.
Did you play this?
Yeah, most of the time. Sometimes he
2-ply? Coated head.
Midnight. If it was
You
late,
care where I
would
put the
maybe extra
logo?
kind of tune-ish.
No.
I am one of those people that put the logo with the logo.
He
Yep.
wanted it super high,
Sounds good.
he would yell at me.
Always.
He would.
Which head is
The
that?
rest of
That's
his
a
members-
G2. It's a 2-ply Evans head.
G2 cut.
Yeah. He's an Evans guy. He drank the Kool-Aid. He's the only guy out of here that's drank
One
the
of his
Kool-Aid.
men in the audience called him, or not in the audience, but one of his horn section.
When did you drink the
said to
Kool-Aid?
me,
How long
he
ago?
called his name.
Whenever I bought these.
Dude said, "Yo."
Oh my gosh. I'm the one that turned him down the road. I feel terrible about that. No, but the cool thing is he put some, because he didn't want to make a lot of noise in him,
After
he put
concerts yelling at his guys.
a mesh head on there.
Yeah, okay.
And the mesh head that Evans
for
makes
triggers or
is a DB1, and it's a
Just for
thicker
low
head.
volume.
Feels much more like a real drum head. Like
Yeah, okay.
a lot of
do
those
you actually get
mesh
it?
heads feel like you're
Yeah.
playing on a tabletop or
yeah.
something. You know what I mean? They're
Still
real
has a bottom
bouncy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice for you could practice around the house and get.
Yeah.
I like it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it still has the bottom.
Yeah, you still
Picks
get
up
the
the
tone
sound
to the
down
bottom
here.
head. Yeah. Have you tried
Hit
those
it a little,
things?
hit it a little harder. Alright, let me feel it.
Yeah.
With the stick. Interesting.
Good for practice at home, or boy, you need.
They're cool heads, man.
Yeah.
And I've had one of those on my bass drum for my bass drum on my electronic rig. I've had one of those heads on there for a year and a half.
Can you use your bathroom?
Yeah, go right back to the left. Yep.
Just dodge all the stuff.
Dodge everything except there's 10 billion drum sets right there.
And yeah, I used to have Remo. Or actually, I think this actually has an aquarium. Some aquarium on it before.
Yeah, that's another drum company that makes heads. Aquarium. Roy
I don't remember why
Burns drum set. Roy Burns.
I had aquarium, but
That was a thing for a long time. There's a lot of guys still use them.
Yeah.
In fact, I just put some on a guy's drum just today.
I'm more
Wherever
familiar with
wherever
Remo.
What's that?
Said I'm more familiar with Remo.
Yeah.
All their names.
Same thing. On a snare drum, a lot of times, or the larger the drum gets, the more, like you notice on that 10-inch time, I only turned it like one time right there. On most of these snare drum, when it goes up to like a 13, 14 and on up, when you finger tighten that head, then you go back to it. And a lot of the time, you'll do more than one turn. You'll feel it. That head needs more than one turn because of the size of the head than it does on the 10-inch. 10-inch tunes up a lot faster. No crack. It's intriguing.
Why are you putting Kool-Aid in the picture?
I think it does still have a Remo on the bottom. Oh, it's old.
Most of the time on these larger drums,
It was on the drum when I bought it.
Okay.
what was it? Is it Evans? Yeah.
Yeah. Evans level 360. Is that what it is?
Just like a brand new
Because
name.
it's,
It's the same thing. It's the same
oh, actually, it's really a good quality.
ST, what is, I don't know what,
Is that copper?
Uh-oh,
bronze.
Is it wonky?
it's getting close.
When you're saying that, are you talking about? You're seeing an offset from.
You see how
around
close?
the
You
ring?
see how close that head is to that hoop right there?
Right, you're seeing it.
That's that.
Well, it's an old head. I know that.
You don't need to. I'm not gonna make you change it.
Are you detuning it? Or?
No, I'm tuning it up right.
Okay.
So that way you'll break it and you'll have to find your head later.
It's all been a ruse this whole class.
It might need it. I don't know. It's old.
I used to be in Sharpie like change the head
It's probably from the 90s.
so that I.
They don't.
Yeah, it is. The logo is
Because
from the
otherwise
90s.
that was
Is it?
the line
Okay.
with the head.
Yeah, the logo is from the 90s. So,
It's probably the last time I bought drums.
love these drums.
Man, he is
Take the
sick.
muffler out.
Have you
Close
looked
it
at
out.
I took that out. It rattled. Because I wasn't using it. Yeah, I have it.
I love to watch him.
Yeah, so you feel like it's right at the edge.
It's
He
getting
was on,
close. It's a good one.
With Trixie
Yeah.
Whitley.
So what do you have in the bags? Let's see what you've got. Am I gonna be embarrassed here that you're gonna have something? You're gonna pull something out here. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, I gotta have that.
Pulls out the $20,000
Started working
drum.
harder for you to tune.
Dude, I'm gonna get some things.
I would have loved to tune that drum. Oh, wait a second.
Like I said, 15 years easily.
I'll probably come next week.
Yeah, I think this head's fairly new.
Daniel.
Well, I mean, it's still the same age, but it hasn't been played hardly.
You have this whole drum kit, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have one here.
Nice drums.
Yeah, it's a virgin bass.
Man, that's a cool picture.
My girlfriend at the time, now wife, actually picked out that drum set.
I like that way your hoes.
She's got nice taste.
Yeah, the
In
bottom.
drums anyway.
She just liked the
Oh,
color.
was it? It looked like you were just getting ready to.
You know, it was one
He's
of
got
those
nice taste in
whiplash.
drums.
And then I went, and I wanted
Yeah,
everybody to
I
end
love
with
that
me, so I
lug
brought
too,
my
man.
hands up
That's a
for
classic
high,
right
which
there.
I never do.
What are the sizes on your kit you have?
That's a good shot, really.
22 bass, and then
I like that.
10, 12, 14.
For sure.
So that's got Adam's head on it, yeah?
Yeah, like I said, it's I'd like to put something else on it, but yeah. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, like I said, it's got the thing like the other head had on it. So, but
Have you were the one that changed all your heads on your drums? Yeah.
yep. So.
Yeah, bottom head's good.
That head
Yeah.
looked like it would just.
Oh yeah, you're
last
right. The
life.
bottom heads.
Yeah. You're that's right. You need to put a new bottom head on that.
Oh wow.
That reinforcement thing.
I thought-
that gets on
I
the
guess
top
I-
of the head. That one's
Okay.
at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I
Change the bottom.
changed the bottom. I guess I have. These drums have been in the cases in the back of my garage for about 15 years. So,
Okay.
so when I say the heads are 15 years old, that's what I'm saying.
Were those
Sure.
Catalina or
No.
Renown.
That's
Renown?
Renown. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first Renown stuff they were making was around that time,
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah. I bought this in 2003, maybe.
Yeah. You buy it
Yeah, about
new.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I
the
need-
gray shells on the inside. I love that.
Me too.
Yep.
They change the sound. I like what they do.
All right. Well, I guess I need to put heads on both of them.
Only
Then,
thing
or
I
both
don't like
sides.
about mine, man, they got that Zolatone or whatever they spray on the inside of the shells on the old Imperial Stars.
Yeah.
So if you put clear shells or clear
Heads on.
clear heads on it, there you see that. And I'm like, it should look like maple.
Yeah. What if you could take that off of
They
there?
did that to is it
Wondered
sealer
that
or
too.
Yeah,
some
yeah,
kind of-
protected the inside of the shell.
or maybe
So there you go. And Tom Tom, is that the
They did
12?
because they're mahogany.
Yes, it's
and
a 12. I don't-
They made the.
So are you getting the drums out to play now? You got them out playing now? Are you going to
So
be
they're
playing
so,
these drums?
really
So I've been
deep,
playing.
you know,
I had to admit it, but I've been playing electronic
but
set
they're
for
warm.
years.
You don't,
I think I like the sound with the.
So yeah, that's why I haven't been playing in a band or playing in
Yeah.
a group of people.
But
So
I had that
so you know,
sense.
the last time I put these away was the last time I played with anybody, and then since then, and I always had an electronic practice kit.
yeah.
So I just started playing the electronic kit, and I've just over the years gotten nicer and nicer electronic kits,
Here's back.
and they're nice enough
That's what I do
now.
for a living.
Yamaha?
Like I mean, I can play 3 in the
No,
morning.
actually, they're Keller
No,
shells.
yeah.
I bought them from Precision
Right,
Drum
and
Company in New York.
you can
You put these together?
you can adjust adjust them so they're so sensitive now, and you can adjust the tone
That's what I
where
do
they
for
sound more like a
living.
real drum. You know, like where the level that you
Done
hit
that
it,
certain
you can
94.
trigger you can mix it with something else, right?
It's
And
like
so you
a
get
lot of
so
diastane
you can make it sound like
Probably
a
about
real
14
drum.
Yeah,
coats
yeah.
on
So
records
I mean,
and a lot
it's
of
good enough for me.
Yeah,
wet
roll
sand.
it, yeah.
I've got a Roland TD-17.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
So yeah, I've had that for a while.
You got electronic.
Love to get into the digital drums.
I am
but-
not.
I mean, I don't
with the
think I'd ever-
times. Everybody's
The ones that look like drum set, you mean like the
No,
I got him during the.
because I like the small space.
Oh yeah.
I am never going to take those drums
That's
and
a good
play
idea.
with somebody. I mean, they're going to stay in my basement forever. So I like the small footprint. So yeah, like the ones that look like real drums, I don't really have interest in that. If I'm gonna lug around actual drums, I want that lug around actual drums.
Yeah, I
Nice.
understand.
Yeah. So.
That's the Yamaha.
Yeah.
But
But so I figured this is just an excuse to get my old drum set out and
What's that snare?
play around with it. So. But
that's
Yeah.
Tama.
This is-
Is it all set?
Finger
Liz?
birch.
Oh, nice. That almost looks like the
I
big,
bet
see some little grain pattern on it. It's oak. That's oak. So, oak and what else? You probably did a bright tone to
Old
the other
Settlers.
stuff, yeah. Almost like a birch or lower than, deeper than birch.
That's got to
Different
be
than everything that I've
15,
heard.
17 years old.
They have kind of
That's good stuff right
everything.
there.
Awesome, man.
This is a. What's the name of this band?
It's a Yamaha.
I can't. Shit. What was it?
Oh, that's great.
I can't think of the name of the band.
Showed a good
Sorry,
picture.
The,
These are my Imperial stars. I've got an extra.
it was named after
that I
a.
used it that night.
It's the nerdiest name ever. But I
Yeah.
just can't think of it. Anyway, it'll come to me.
Because I like.
I love
but-
that.
But yeah. So, yeah. So.
Yeah, that was great.
And I've always played. Oh, and
Yeah,
Evan's
completely,
bottom.
Yeah, you got to
So-
completely switched over.
So in my real life with anything, and apparently with drum heads, I can't get specific with brand. I mean, like I don't. Right. I mean, I'm not like
Brand
tied
specific.
to any brand
Yeah,
for
yeah.
anything really.
Brand
So
loyalty.
right. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've always had coated. So I guess I might want to try clear because I don't remember ever playing clear. I've always had coated. So on my
The bottom
toms.
head, let me see what the bottom is. The G1? Yeah, it's G1.
G1.
That's
Yeah.
a good bottom head, man.
Yeah.
You have to change the bottom head, change the top head
on
only.
the inside?
If you're going to change anything, just change the top head. Because
Oh,
the bottom
yeah.
head, you don't need to change it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. I think they're maple.
Is
Yeah.
it
maple?
like
Yeah.
a silver
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, it's got the silver sealer
It's
in
a,
it, like the old ones.
it's a painted silver sealer on the inside.
Just moisture, like a moisture barrier.
Yeah, I don't know what
And
the.
Gretsch did that start in the 60s, and all the
Yeah.
drums have that.
I had an interesting experience once with
I've got a 10-inch Gretsch mount like that at home.
I
Oh, yeah.
changed the top heads.
So the
and
thing I
it's
don't
not
like
better,
about
but not the way I
these
remembered it.
is they
And then I
made them.
flip the bottoms.
They made them where they
changed the
only
bottoms in
fit
5 years.
Gibraltar
bottom heads.
equipment
And now it's not
in
the
that
case.
period,
Yeah.
Really?
right?
So the
So
bottoms
so
for
that
me-
the L bracket, any other L
Did you
bracket
go
you bought
with
would not
the,
it would be too small for
Yeah.
this.
Did
Yeah.
have,
So you had to get
It was
the
either,
right
yeah,
one.
Gibraltar, that,
Emperor.
Gretsch
Same-
at that
same
time
shape that I
was
had,
distributed
looks like
by
the basket was on top.
Yeah.
Kaman, who
I just had
owned
changed the bottoms.
Gibraltar. So that's why they all worked out that way. That bracket did, because they were probably making that stuff at the same factory.
Yeah.
Not the drums, but the bracket
hardware,
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same size as a DW too. It's a big one like a DW.
Okay.
You could use a DW on it now.
But you can take these off, and I'm sure you can replace it with something that's got more of a standard.
Yeah, you can take this
This
off
part
of
of it,
this
yeah.
and put in kind of
Anything you want.
Anything.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. So
But there's a lot more options now with tom mounts.
Oh, yeah.
Brackets. That just hook on a stand real easy.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
There you go.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put a clear head on that, I'm gonna say an EC2. What kind of
EC2.
sound? What kind of sound would you like to have out of that drum?
I'd like to have I want something that I can, that's kind of versatile, so I can change it around a bit. But I like a more, I've always gone for warmer, which I guess is why I've always had the coated. So I guess more of a punchier sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, try something different.
That would be a pinstripe
Okay.
or an EC2.
Okay. I absolutely have always hated pinstripes, so we'll try it. Easy.
Wait a second. What do you mean? What, you don't like the way it looks, or you don't like the?
Okay, so maybe they're different now. I'm talking when I say I hate pinstripes of the mid '90s.
I hate him too.
So they just feel thick and unalive and just thuddy.
Okay.
So it's
I
again
think
that
that's
could
their
be
intended sound though on the pinstripes, more of a
Okay.
controlled lower because it's a double
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, they're made to be big and fat
right.
rock sounding drums.
Yeah,
They're made to be bashed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. So then we're talking about either an Emperor,
Mm-hmm.
2-ply,
Okay.
or again the EC2.
So the EC2 that's the thicker 1-ply.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. It is a, what is that, 12?
Yep.
That's an EC2. EC2, they make an EC1 and EC2. EC2 is a 2-ply head.
Okay.
So 2-ply, focused.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's put it on
Works for me. Yeah.
Do you have any 6-inch heads?
At the very
6
top,
You do?
the very top
I have
left.
2 Octobans that have had the same head since I bought them like 15 years ago.
What is it?
Octobans.
Oh, yeah.
Are they just tune one?
So I'm assuming heads. I mean, do they go bad just by sitting like that?
Not necessarily.
No.
Now you know if they're in a non-controlled space where it's hot and cold all the time, yeah, it definitely would take a toll on them. But if they were in a space that
It's like Simon Phillips, man. He's
that's
got
pretty
some
controlled,
really deep-
it wouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think I had the higher set. So the shorter one.
Garage is probably fine.
I'm a big fan of Screw Copeland, so
Yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to have that.
not gonna get it. You know, so even if my drums sit on a truck all the time
Lawsuit, you hear that?
in cases, and through the summer, you know, it's terrible. It's terrible.
yeah.
It's
Andy
terrible.
Summers and
Because no matter what, even in the winter too, if it gets
Sting.
down below zero,
Again.
you're sitting in a truck, you know,
I think it's again
the plastic is gonna get tight, and then
Oh yeah. Yeah.
money off of.
I guess there's no worry
You know,
about the
Stewart's best work
wood.
was
No,
The wood.
not
getting-
typically.
yeah,
Yeah, the shell or the
I mean,
hardware,
that was
unless
their
it's
whole group,
damp,
their
you know,
best work.
Right.
then
Right.
you might have a
But-
problem.
I can see that.
Stewart travels the country now, plays with orchestras, makes bank, and yeah, why would he want to? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Well,
Scaramouche.
was in a lawsuit with the guys from Jersey.
That was the name of that
right?
band. Scaramouche.
I didn't
Really?
follow
so
What was it?
Here's the
Scaramouche.
thing. This is the way I look at it.
That is,
My
that's
opinion
great.
only.
It's a.
When
Apparently, it's
a
has
band
something to
gets
do with the
together
Italian opera.
and somebody writes
No,
a
wait,
song
no. That's on the
and they bring it to the band
It's on the
and
Queen
the
song.
drummer
Scaramouche.
plays their
Oh,
part.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can guarantee. I don't care who wrote the lyrics. If Sting wrote the lyrics, kudos, cool song, and I'm pretty sure he did. He wasn't telling Stuart Copeland what to play. He wasn't telling Andy Summers what to play. He's like, this is what I've got, and they fall in. And he might have said, "Oh, can you do this here?" It might sound cool, but
Have you not touched this head for 15 years?
they wrote.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah,
when
Because it's at least been 2010. Why? How is it?
I play in a Southern gospel band. So
I've-
somebody will
I've
bring
turned
a
two-
song and it's like,
I've
hey,
hit
I've been
two-
working on this song.
Yeah.
Tension
And
rods
if
in
it's
this
a song I've
tune.
never heard, I don't want to hear it.
That's ridiculous.
They'll monkey.
All
with
right.
it.
Well.
They'll
That's a
figure
good
out
Hey, you
thing.
the
said
words,
you
they'll play
you
through
said
it,
you're
and I'll
getting
play
impressed
what
with
I
Evans, so
feel.
yeah. well,
Yeah, that's,
Maybe that's
I'll
a
get comfortable with the
good
song.
That's
advertisement.
crazy.
And I'll
for
go
it.
home and I'll listen.
Yeah, because I'd never even detuned him or anything.
My drum part is unaffected by the way the song was originally
Maybe that's the
recorded.
trick. When they sit still long enough, they somehow tune
Because I don't
themselves
wanna-
instead of you all talking
even
about
when
them
we're doing
untuned.
covers, we're not-
Well, I mean,
band, I'm not trying to play it exactly.
that actually could
And I'll
happen.
go and listen to how
You know,
someone recorded
Just
it.
float one,
And I'll be
just a little bit this way, a little bit that way. Yeah.
I like what I did here. And I'll lean.
I mean, I can imagine the tension over the surface of the head could,
I'm not coming off sound like this.
over a long time like that, maybe it could.
Way better than the way it was ever recorded. Just
six little.
Oh wow, that's nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
Hey, I
Are you
think I'm
selling
gonna
it?
make a switch to
All
Evans.
right. All right. Now you
He's
just
gonna
convinced me to get the rest of the thing
Now
out.
he's gonna sell the
I
kit.
want all my drums.
I'm buying it next week.
That's the same bottom.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I just have to say
Just
something.
change the dock.
It's a G1.
That's a
I asked
G1
him
Ambassador,
if he had
or
touched that
it's
with a
just
key
stock?
in 15 years. He said no.
It's
I
just
turned
stock.
2
Everything.
tension rods to get that in tune.
So it's basically like an Ambassador on the bottom.
2 tension rods to get that in tune.
That's an EC2 on top now.
Yeah, EC210. That EC2
Dude,
sounds
now
really
you're
nice.
looking really cool there with that. Your drum.
Oh, because it's Evans on both sides now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that looks good. That looks sporty.
nice stripes
I don't care how it looks. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
amazing.
All right, Barry. Why don't we do
Yeah.
yours? What do you got?
I wish I could have heard it before and after, like.
Oh yeah,
Bronze Sensitone.
But I'm sure.
That's a pretty drum.
Daggone it, that sounds good. All right, I'll give up now. Go home and sulk.
That's a nice drum.
It could use a new head on top.
You want to put an Emperor coated on there.
Very crisp.
I don't know if I want an Emperor or an Ambassador on it.
Let me see the drum real quick.
I
I'm not gonna make a recommendation. What's on there now? Is that a level 360? Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think let's do an experiment. Go there and get an ambassador, code in there. Code ambassador be on your right, yellow heads. You get a coded emperor. We're gonna experiment. What is that thing?
Next week, I'll bring my whole kit in.
Bring it in, man.
What's that?
I'd love to change the heads on drums.
I've got a 14 by 24.
So what did you tell me about the vintage?
I like this
Coated.
one here. It's 28.
That's what's over
Two
there.
different plies. Two different plies.
I know.
Is it same thickness as the standard Emperor?
10 and a 7.5.
And see, I do.
So it's a 10,
lot
yeah,
of
then it's got an
recording,
emperor ply, and then
So
I think
what
it
I
has
do
a
if I
thin
want to
ply
make
on
it sound like
so,
a 22,
you
I
understand
just
what I'm
stuff it
saying?
full.
So it's
I've got
got
a blanket in there, and
Is
I'll
there-
stuff
is
it.
there no-
I'll get it.
I didn't see one.
BEO
I'll get it
114.
halfway full. So when I
Unless
do
it's
get it,
square
No, the red, no, the red
I
ones.
kind of like
What's
it.
those other
No,
red
I
ones?
can
Clear.
get a nice
They're
tight
all clear.
22 sound out of it, or I can just pull everything out. Throw a few little mufflings in there.
There's one right there. Is that one right there?
Man, that's
Tom.
that Tom
Hiding on
is.
top.
No, it's a
Vintage.
That's a vintage.
Nice
Let's test it
tower.
and see.
I'm willing to try it.
Let's test it
power
and
of being
see.
able to tune
Let's
a
try an
drum.
ambassador first.
You know,
I think that's just the ability to tune a drum.
I love tuning stuff. It's fun, but it's a, yeah, it
Oh,
does.
yeah, no, thank you. I've always liked them. So.
So where do you want that thing to go? Right there? Where do you want it to go?
Yeah, for rim shot.
You want it to go right? Do you want this to be right here?
Yes, I used
and
to
you
have
want that to
several
go right
acoustic
there,
kits.
or do you want it over one? Okay.
But over the years, I've
You see what? Did you see that?
The
I didn't-
CP17 is the
I didn't realize they put that on that drum.
with the hi-hat, the real hi-hat.
Is that standard on that drum?
Oh, wait a minute.
Put these.
Yeah, let's move this one.
Mine is set up
I've been meaning to do that.
Where do you want to move it over there?
So, I mean,
Right there.
Me too.
You got lefty too?
Play open-handed. I play a right-handed setup, but I just play open-handed.
there's a couple guys on YouTube who they show you how to get specific snare drum sounds or drum sounds, like an acrolite or a superphonic, right? Like so you'll mix a like a superphonic, you'll mix a
Oh, yeah, this thing.
like a brass snare
2 years.
with one of like the bells in the percussion section. So once you hit the snare hard
Are you
enough,
talking about
it triggers the bell.
The electronic kit.
Yeah, in the electronic kit, yeah. So it triggers it, so it blends that bell in. So it's like if you hit it hard enough, it's like
Oh, you're getting that ping out of it.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
one?
There's a firmware update on the TV.
I've already done that. Oh yeah.
Does it come with any, like, do you ever jump into any Stephen Slate triggers, or have you ever heard any? Is it a Lisa set, or what is that? It's all.
You can do it any, but you've got a whole.
Yeah,
What's the brand?
Oh, it's all wrong.
yeah, so it's a CD17 brain.
What he's talking about is you can send the MIDI from the kit to your computer, and then it tells you the samples of where.
Whatever
So
samples that you have on there.
When I had an older, less nice kit, electronic, like an old Elise's something, I don't know. But that's what I did. I MIDI'd it into GarageBand and just used the VSTs, just their native GarageBand to do that. Oh yeah, and it sounds way nicer. And,
That's weird.
yeah, I know. It's nothing. It's not like a.
This stuff's so smooth.
But it's like
the one thing about certain people's,
you want to keep the
certain
chomps up and
people's,
stuff.
Can you play at home?
Yeah, I can. But it's not like I can play all the time, anytime I want, right?
Lugs,
And plus, it takes up a lot of
and
room.
they're
So I used
real
to have
smooth.
On
I
the
used-
electronic?
Pearls are always been
no,
that
that's
way.
the acoustic side, right?
They're not
So
real.
I used to have it
You
set
know
up.
how it is, like some of these companies, they
Well, single,
so-
right? Like
there's a
just like you
burr in
have a
there or
piano.
something. You know what I mean?
Right. But then
I would always get out the
to the
tap and
again,
die
the woman that
kit,
picked out that drum set.
NGR,
And so
cleaned it up.
it eventually had to get moved all over the place.
Darn it.
And then it was right. And
I'm
then it
sorry
was,
for you, man.
and it eventually ended up in my garage. Or my basement garage. And and so eventually I wanted to start playing with more bands and what have you. And I'd keep the set up practicing that. And even bass, hardware bag and all that. And I never got them out except for the first playing out. And then it just happened the last time I played with anybody, put them away and never realized I didn't see them for 15 years. So, I have a custom snare drum. This is the only drum I have outside of the kit.
Yes, I put on this drum. They put those little rubber pieces on
I've
there
got
too.
still
don't
have
they?
that. I think I'm going to turn that.
Sounds pretty darn good.
The bass drum, right? It's the only one that's still a pad, like a hard pad. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mesh head on that other snare drum and turn that into a trigger and turn that into a bass drum. That's what I'm trying to do.
Keller Shells rock, man.
Yeah.
They do. Build his own kit.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Build and finish. Find it, man.
I'm gonna put it on this drum. Putting an emperor.
Oh, there.
Oh, no, I'll put ambassador on
Ambassador on it.
Yeah. I think that this hoop has a lot to do with the reason that drum's not ringing more. You know what I mean? But the other thing is Pearl actually figured out how to do
The bead.
the beat right. I don't know how those guys did it, but they figured it out. Everybody else has tried to make a superphonic type snare drum. Pearl's the only one that's done it right. They're the only one that's done it right.
What's the beat on Supersonic?
So the beat on a Superphonic, like that one that we looked at earlier,
Yeah.
yeah, or either one of those right there with a bead.
Yeah.
Ludwig, that bead is what makes that drum sound the way it sounds.
Okay.
That has a nice.
Every single manufacturer has tried to make, Yamaha, Tama, all of them have tried to make a drum with that bead in it that sounded like that. Some tried to put 2 beads in it, tried to do this, tried to do it a billion different ways. But Pearl has figured it out.
Is that a seamless drum?
I don't,
Is it what?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Oh no, it's got a seam.
You said
It's
that's
got a seam.
Because that's the
Those
thing
are
about
the color
Superphonics,
shells you
they're
built?
seamless.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how they've done it, but they've done it.
22 by
the-
24.
the-
Some of the sonar ones are seamless too.
Yeah, it's a seamless shell.
With 13.
Yeah, the sonars just sound different though. They just have a different sound.
16.
Okay.
They just have a different sound.
Can I buy
That's a
what
good
kind of
face.
6-inch heads?
I don't know. Let me get my ladder. It's right there. Let's see what I got up there. 'Cause I don't think I have a lot. I probably have something.
Yeah, some
But you're the
cat
same,
out
correct? Yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah, one of these days, I think I
Gotta get my ladder. We'll see how this goes.
got like probably 40
Oh god.
lots
You
of
know what?
dice
Looks like I have a whole bunch
lots
of.
of like sanding. And
The other ones are 8s.
buff
These are
around.
all Evans. These are 6s, and there's coated G2s, clear G2s.
We'll take 2. If you have 2 coated, clear G2s, we'll take those.
No, anything else is there.
I mean, you got
What?
Aquabons.
Go.
2. 2.
Yeah, it's the pair that comes from the stand.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Look at this thing.
Nice.
Bingo.
Ain't they cute?
It's more of a box than just little thing.
Yeah.
It's good seeing a 6.
Alright, there we go.
My smallest dog.
Alright, did anybody learn anything tonight? Or did I
A lot.
do a terrible thing?
No, yeah. And the hang is great.
I have a
The
question.
hang's always cool. The hang is really fun.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you're taking a head off, you take it off the same way you put it on. Why? I always thought I was weird because I do the same thing.
I do. I take it out the same way. I think it's just because you're so used to tuning it that way.
Just kind of muscle.
Even though you're gonna take the head off, you know you're not gonna keep it more. Like where you just said, it's gonna be a backup head or whatever. You know what that?
Yeah, that box.
There's my exit strategy, and then.
That is a big box for us. Look at this. It's crazy.
So here's where I.
Just a little guy.
You could fit 3 in there. Yeah. They should sell them in pairs.
Right when you hit it,
Yeah.
fly up.
But you take the old head and do the.
Yeah, well, that's what that
That's
is,
what it
yeah.
is, old aquarium.
I guess that's before you got the, I guess you can buy those now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little.
Yeah, I'm sure they sell the rings now.
Right there, the whole mess of it on the wall right here.
But
Yeah, back in the day, you used to cut up little drum heads.
Yeah.
And then did a sunroof on the outside
Yep.
of everything, and then I
Yeah,
went
Might as well still
to
do
like
it
the
instead
first
of buying
light hole.
Oh, yeah.
That way I
Unless
know I
you're
wasn't going
lazy.
too far on each
Yeah,
one.
unless
Yeah.
you're lazy or
But-
you,
That's beautiful.
or you actually care about what it looks like.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's
I mean,
my
the only person that
Oh,
ever sees it
yeah.
is you, so.
Exactly. Those, man.
The old Imperial Stars.
Yeah, they got the metal hoops on the bass drum too. That's awesome.
Yep, and then I used electrical tape on it.
Very nice.
Basically give it a little flavor.
Nice.
And then believe it or not, that finish on those, the original is the what they call royal pewter. It was a grayish
No.
color.
Yeah.
I mean, I do
And
it occasionally.
I bought these, and then we
So I
were
don't
playing at
forget
the
how.
Clifton Center, like a blues. It was a blues deal through John Gage.
Lower percussion.
And then I wanted to throw something on there real
Drum
quick,
set,
so I
but-
found a roll of
Oh yeah, you were saying
$2 wallpaper,
What kind of percussion do you
and
play?
then actually wallpapered
Hand
over
drums
the
of all
original,
sort.
so I could keep the finish,
Did you play with
and
the
then
band?
dye stain the shit
Not
out
at
of
the
it, so it
moment,
looks
no.
like
Speaking of awesome, dude.
Kind of been out of it for
That's
the last
They're still in there
several
now.
years.
They're more faded or older looking, but
I have
That's
couple of
good.
those.
One of these days, I've got to update and get me a 22 because I've had that 24 forever.
Yeah, I like 24s, man. I'm a 24 guy.
I got 24 by 14 base, and then when I record, I'll stuff it full, and then I can turn it
Yeah,
into
I
a
watched
22.
videos.
But
Oh,
They,
yeah.
they look complicated.
this is cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Max, you want to sign off the video here? Our 2 hours and 15-minute long video?
2 hours and 15 minutes long of tuning drums and hanging out. You gotta come and hang out and tune some drums.
Yeah.
Bring your drums. We'll tune the drums. We'll hang out.
For
Thank
me, it
you
just
for
started
watching whatever this is.
I don't know.
This is very strange.
If you've got in here, God
You want me to
bless.
say something? I need to ask Hi-Hat if she's interested in
Drum set, and then from there,
making a comment now that she's on the counter.
She looks uninterested. She's looking away right
Yeah,
now.
she's like, you guys, I need to go to sleep. Get out of here. Peace. Thank you.